Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's Reddit stories are from Entitled Parents. Our first story is by Mathematician False 20. Another entitled Airplane Mom. A few weeks ago, I was flying back to Denver from Atlanta. I used a cheap airline, and on the flight to Atlanta, I was stuck in the middle seat and got a little claustrophobic. No problem. I got exactly what I paid for. To avoid this, I paid extra to choose my seat on the way back and chose the window. I get on the plane, walk to my seat, and notice a lady and her child in my row. The lady is in the middle seat and the child, maybe 3 or 4, is in my seat. I didn't board late. I was one of the early groups, so she just preemptively took the window. You have to pay extra for that. I walked up and very politely tell her it's my seat. I never, not once, raised my voice or lost my temper. Me. That's my seat. Entitled mother. Very incredulous. Can't believe I have the nerve to make her move. Are you serious? Me. Yes, completely. Entitled mother. You don't have to be such a B-word. Me, thinking this escalated quickly. Ma'am, I haven't been a B-word at all. Not yet. Entitled mother. I'm not sitting next to you if you're such a B-word. Me, okay. Then, if there are empty seats, I suggest you move if you didn't want to sit next to me. That's my seat. She then stands up and yells for the flight attendant because she isn't sitting next to a stupid B-word. The poor flight attendant comes over and gives me an embarrassed look and tells her she needs to sit down in the correct seat and wait to see if there are no shows. Entitled mother then proceeds to tell everyone around what a B-word I am, etc., earning me more embarrassed looks from other passengers. At the end of the day, I got my seat, wasn't claustrophobic, and she looked like a jerk. But what is the deal with parents like that? I have 3 boys and would never, ever expect people to give up seats for us. Certainly not ones they paid extra for. How dare you move her sweet little angel child? I love that you pointed out that people were looking at you and embarrassed for you. Everybody else on the plane is looking at her like she's a monster, and she doesn't even know that she's the monster, and she's screaming swear words and curse words in front of her 3-year-old. Yet you're the monster because you told her that her child is sitting in your paid-for seat. Just insane. I also wanted to share one of the replies below by Kai Tulu, because apparently there's a scam where people do this. I've heard of that scam before. They buy one expensive seat, like Economy Plus or whatever it is, just behind business/first class, and one cheap seat in back in coach or economy somewhere. Then they park themselves and their kids in both of the expensive seats and whine that they can't be separated from their child and they can't switch seats with the person sitting next to their economy seat because it wouldn't be fair to their precious child. Coupled with, someone needs to watch their darling little baboo. You don't want to spend your flight attending to someone else's child, do you? If I ever encounter this, my first reaction will be to tell them to move. If they pull the take care of the child card, I will reverse Uno on them with, I've raised 3 kids and helped my wife run a daycare. I'm sure I can entertain a small child for the space of a few hours. This must be one of those frequent flyers I hear so much about. Our next story is by Remarkable Annual 430. Mom who was furious over not going to my graduation? The aftermath. Hi all, I had another post about how my mother went absolutely insane over how I didn't go to my college graduation. It's too much to explain, but that's the gist. Last weekend when she was home from work, I was subjected to hours of interrogation. There was originally a lot of silent treatment, but midday Saturday my dad suggested I apologize to her. Since I didn't go to my own graduation, I know it's dumb. My apology was met with screaming about how I'm ungrateful, a bad/evil person. I messed over the whole family. Stuff about good Catholic education is, I've blocked out the rest. 1 minute I was told to go to my room. The next minute I was screamed at to get out because I had to spend more time with the family. By Saturday evening, I was made to sit on the living room couch and stay out. I sat through an AFL game, the cricket that had been televised from England, TV shows my tween siblings were watching. I was constantly questioned by my mom what I was hiding and what I have wrong with me. And why am I the way I am? Because I have been scarring the kids. I hadn't eaten much for days because I was too scared to walk around the house. Obviously, I was weak and cold because my own mother is making me well aware that I am a bad person. I deserve bad things to happen to me. After Saturday night, I ended up with chilblains. I don't know what a chilblain is. I took a shower on Sunday morning and pulled out burnt strands of my hair, probably from when I tried to hide next to an electric heater. Over the next few days, things gradually started to get better. I'm not sure why, but Mom little by little started talking to me again, even if it was just, "You haven't told us why you decided to throw away your chance to go to your graduation." There is no why. I hated being at a Catholic college, but I can never tell her that. I have faced numerous punishments since, and I'm going to continue to pay for what I did for a long time. Whatever chance I could, I read through my college's policy of procedures to see if I would be allowed to attend another ceremony. My university has many throughout the year for each semester. Mom just wants the smiling photos and to have a whole "look at what my kid did" moment, so I felt compelled to something to end this nightmare. On Monday morning, I had to take the car to be serviced, and I had a few hours to wait. While I waited at this darn Kia Motors place, I sat there sending a few emails and making a few calls regarding my enrollment and finish date so I could still be eligible for a ceremony. On Wednesday morning, I received an email saying I'm on the list for spring graduation. I am to pay for every ticket. My last post said I think it's nearly $100, found out it's actually $165 per guest, and will be officially confirmed closer to the date. This was all done without her knowing yet, but she was home for work on a few days, and since this grief has made her sick, she just didn't want to go to work for 3 days. I still feel too scared to tell my mom that I fixed it for her. I told my brothers about the graduation ceremonies and how afraid I was, and they actually laughed at me. Being males, they aren't treated the same as me. I asked them, "But don't you hate how angry she gets?" They both said they were completely numb to it and didn't care. I'm just full of fear, and I don't know what to do. I do want to tell my dad, who's far more reasonable than my mom, but I'm frozen. This person actually sounds like they have severe anxiety. Maybe about being up on stage in front of a bunch of people, walking across the stage. That can be overwhelming for some people who are introverts. They should always have a different way of receiving your diploma in a kind of formal manner. Give them their diploma in a private, comfortable setting, because this person definitely has some issues with being around a lot of people. Our next story is by Beta2288, another water park entitled mother. Entitled parents are kind of rare here. This one happened around 2018. This lady is the type of mother who just leaves their kids to someone else to babysit. I will never understand that style of parenting. I know it's hard to parent someone, but why? Why would you leave your kids behind for some random stranger? She did that. I was just swimming around in the pool with my little brother. Then her 5 spawns came into the pool and started splashing around. Honestly, I didn't have an issue with that. They were nowhere near me. Then one of them came over and splashed me. I told him it's not nice to splash strangers. Then I looked for his mom and she was nowhere to be seen. Come on. Why would you leave your 5 kids in a pool? What if one of them drowns? The spawn went on his way and then he came back and started splashing again. I told him to stop and he didn't. Then the lifeguard blew the whistle and he swam off. My brother was busy with his boat toys or something. Then the stupid mother came back and she started lecturing the lifeguard about how it's not his place to parent her kids and he's not the parent. Then the lifeguard said something and went back to his chair. Then the stupid mom came to me and tried to involve me in this whole dispute. She told me that one of her spawns told her that I yelled at him for splashing. She started saying how it's not my place to parent and how I need to stop being so anti-fun and that I was intruding on her parenting. And I told her that maybe if she wants to not be intruded on, maybe she should parent her kids. She got mad and told me I was a effing butthole, and I told her she shouldn't teach her kids swear words. She took her kids and left to probably another part of the water park. That was the end of it. I know when people on this sub think that, they're usually wrong, but I was right in this case. Stupid mom never came back, to me at least. I still go back to that water park every few weeks with my brother, and I've seen 0 stupid or entitled parents since then. I'm all for kids splashing each other and friends at a water park. That's kind of what you expect when you get into the pool with people. What I'm not okay with is when they splash you without your permission. And if they splash you and you say not to, then they shouldn't do it. And if their parent says that they should be permitted to, that's not okay. There are lots of people who don't want to be splashed. If I were in the pool, I would be totally fine with them splashing me. I'd probably splash them back. I'd send waves of water their way. But not everybody wants to get wet on the chest and up or whatever. They don't go underwater. They don't want to get splashed. They want to play with their young child in the pool and have kind of a calm and cool day. They don't want your craziness. And sometimes kids in pools are a little crazy. Our stories have come to a close for today. If you enjoy this content, click like or subscribe or leave a comment below. Thank you to the person who is doing this on a regular basis. I appreciate your effort. Until we meet again, have a smashing day.